Hey everybody, welcome back to Trinity Dairy. Don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And check out the link in the description down below for some of our Trinity Dairy merchandise we got. Anyway, if you're interested in any of that, you can hit the link down there. Today, I think what we're going to do, well, I suppose we'll go first. I don't think we're going to be chopping any more corn. The silo up there in the pasture, pretty much full. I'm going to probably start feeding out of it right away, so I could wait 2-3 days and try to squeak in another load here or there, but there's a few loads left up there to chop. It's not going to fit in there anyway, so we're just gonna, I don't know if I'll do it tonight or tomorrow. We'll get the unloader set up there and we'll probably start feeding again, just feeding direct right out of it again. I did send in a sample of that silage for nitrates. They checked that for everything, but the nitrates were really low on it, so that's good. I think they were like 300 or something like that parts per million, I think is what it is. I'd have to look back at the sample for sure, but it's like 300 or 400. So the nitrates are good. We don't have to worry about that, so we can feed it pretty much direct anyway. Somebody had mentioned in the comments about the silo by the barn is full of corn silage from last year, yet we haven't opened. They had asked about if we would open that up, if it had settled enough where we could take the moldy stuff off and fill it again, but we could do that. I had actually even crossed my mind to do that, but it still wouldn't hold enough to finish what I've got up there to do, so I think I'm just going to leave that one alone until we're ready to feed out of it. But anyway, what I'm kind of looking at doing with what's left up there is either finding somebody to combine it once it's ripe, or see if we can get this picker going, get this Uni going, and use that. I called a couple places about a conveyor. For those of you, if you're new to the channel, we've got a new Idea Uni with an 839 husking bed and 6-row head on it. And a couple years ago, we had it in the machine shed, and due to the weight of the snow, the roof caved in and it bent the conveyor over. So I called, there's a guy by the name of Jack Welty in southern Minnesota here. I called him. He didn't have one. This one apparently is a little harder to come by, being it's the 839 than the older style. But anyway, I called another place down in Iowa, D-Implement. They're a big Uni, I think they got a big Uni salvage yard and parts and everything. So I had called them this morning. He's got some there, but he told me these 839s were kind of hard to come by, and if he was going to sell just the conveyor off of one of his husking beds, it'd be about $4 grand. So that's a lot more than I wanted to spend just for the conveyor. So I think what we're going to do, kind of talking with a couple people here now about, I'll show you the old one here, the one that caved in or bent over. This is it here. This would be the end that goes to the mounts to the picker, and then it kinked over right here, and then it goes up, and then there's your end that goes into the wagon. Now this end got a little bit smashed up too. Now this is, it wouldn't really be too terribly bad, I don't think, to straighten. Basically that's not too critical. That's just the spout where the corn comes out, but right in here is where most of the damage was done. So yeah, talked to a couple people that said that, you either try to pull this all straight, because there is a floor inside of here as well, take it all apart, or basically cut this section out and weld in another piece. But anyway, so I've got a couple different people I know that do body work and do metal work. Kind of waiting to hear back from them. I'll talk to them about it and see if we could do something there. Otherwise, possibly take a grain elevator or something and to try to make a whole new conveyor out of it. So for $4,000, I guess we can, a lot of things we can experiment with. But yeah, that guy told me down at D-Implement, he said if it was the older model, he said them conveyors are everywhere, but these are a little trickier to come by. So he didn't really want to part with one. Like he said, if he gets rid of one, then he's got a husking bed that's no good. So, which I can understand that as well. But anyway, so now the corn that's left is going to kind of be on hold. Like I said, we're not really going to chop anymore. I don't think. I could chop and fence line feed it and just let the cows pick through it. I actually have one load of silage that wouldn't fit in the silo that we chopped. That's what I've actually been doing with it. I unloaded some last night there and let the cows eat on it. And they'll pick through it, but you'll wind up with a lot of stuff left that they don't eat, being it's that dry. So plus then my silo will have to sit and wait longer. So anyway, the corn that's left up there, that can wait. Like I said, if I'm going to pick it or combine it, it's going to have to dry down a lot more anyhow. So we're going to move on to some other projects. One of which being that field that we did the reclaim on this spring. Then I planted that conventional corn and stuff in there, and I wound up flail chopping that off for the cows. I'm going to put the disc on the 1066 here and run down there and disc that up. I think I'm going to put some winter rye in there this fall and see what that does. I'm not sure what we're going to do down there next year. I might cut it for hay if it grows decent, or I might even just work it back in just for some fertilizer. It works good for that too. Thinking about maybe putting some potatoes and stuff down in that field next year. So, but anyway, that's down the road. But we're good down there this now, the disc, and disc it up and get that seeded in there before it gets too late in the year. Somebody had also mentioned, once we got the corn off, if we do any kind of winter wheat or winter rye on that corn ground. I'd like to, but I'm not going to. The main reason being that ground, all the ground up there that I had corn on, I rent all that ground, and it's just a year-to-year rental. I don't have any multi-year agreement on it. So if I went in and put in rye or something up there now, and then next year rolls around and something were to happen where they didn't want to rent it, or I didn't want to rent it from them, or something like that, then I'd wind up losing that. So I would definitely do it, but that's kind of the reason I don't want to. Just if something were to happen, it's too uncertain. So anyway, we'll get this fired up and get the disc hooked up. Alright, we're down here in the field now. You can see a lot of grass and stuff growing up. But we've got some rain now again. We got an inch, just about an inch and a half the other night, so the ground should be pretty soft. So we'll see what the disc will do here. I'd rather not plow it again if I don't have to. I do have just the one side of the tractor doesn't have the dual on it yet. I was going to put it back on, but I'd like some help with that first. So if I have trouble pulling it, I'll have to wait till Paul gets here to help me put that dual on. But anyway, for now we'll try it and see what happens. I'm going to leave the wings up on the disc too, at least for now. Just gives it a little more weight so it cuts a little better. If it's cutting good, then I might fold them down and make some adjustments, but that's why the wings are up for now. All right, well, we got one pass with the disc done. A couple spots I went over it a couple times where the grass was heavier, but it's tore up pretty good now. I'm gonna bring the tractor back up, tractor and the disc for right now. Tractor needs some more fuel and stuff. I just wanted to kind of come down here and see how this was gonna work up. It dug up really nice, so I'll probably do is I don't know, it's getting later in the afternoon now. I got some other stuff to excuse me, to do at home, but I'll set the disc more finishing now and maybe put the spike tooth behind and come back down here and kind of level it out a little bit more, and then we can seed some rye in here. Should be ready for that then. But anyhow, we got the main dig done on it now, so now we just got to finish it off.
Chute does a good job, that's for sure. The old corral.
Yeah, right up from what it was this morning. It was just souping here this morning.
Yeah.
I suppose they can stir it up a little bit. What do you got, Uno? Huh? Yeah. Yeah, he didn't waste a lot of head space there.
Hey, big guy.